So now we will start working on a sign in and sign up route. So we should write routes in a separate file, right? We should not write all the code in this app.js. We should separate out the code. So we will be creating a separate folder and I will give it a name of routes, right? And I will create a file in here. Let's say auth.js. Okay. Yeah. So first we need to require express, right? Const express equal to require express, and from express we will be using router, right? Const router and express dot router, right? So we'll be making a routes in separate file. That is why we are making use of router from express. Now here we can create routes, right? So we can use this router and we can create a get route, right? We can create a post route dot post like so. So let's create a get route, right? And let's say slash, and here we can write request comma response, and let's say res.send and hello, right? We can send hello. Now we need to export this, right? Router. So here we will be writing module and module dot exports and equal to router. Now we need to register this router, this file in our app.js, right? So we will be, maybe we can write after this, right, model, and we need to write that inside this app.use, right? Inside this app.use we can require require and dot slash routes slash auth routes, okay, dot slash auth like so. So this is how we can register routes. Okay, so let's save this and let's see if our server is running. The server is running, so let's make a get request to slash route. So here we'll be making get request to slash route. Let's see, here we can see hello is being responded, right? Okay, so now let's start working. So let's start working on a sign up route, right? Let's first, okay, so yeah, so here we can write router dot post. So this will be a post route because we will be posting data, right? We will be posting name, email and password, right? So we will be making a post request to, let's say, slash signup sign up route, and this will fire. So we can add a callback, right? Request dot response. When user will request on sign up, then this callback will fire, right? Now from the front end we will be sending name, password and email. So we can get that name, email and password from this request dot body. Let's say we want to access the name, so we can access the name like so. What I will do, I will console.log first, console.log this, right, name. Now we need to test this, right? We need to test this route, and this is a post route, so we cannot test this in this directly using this browser, right? So we need a service, right? So we will be making use of this Postman to test the route. So you can install this Postman, you can go to this Postman website and you can install it on your machine. I have already installed that. Okay, so we can make use of this Postman to test our APIs, right? So here I will be clicking on this new, right? I'll be making a post request, right? And to the URL of, let's say, localhost 5000, and that will be signup sign up, right? Yeah, and in here inside this header I need to also add content type. So content, yeah, this content type, and this will be a JSON, right? Application slash JSON. So I'll be sending JSON data from the front end. Okay, so we need to add that in the header. Okay, so now in this body we can select here raw, right? And let's send the JSON data, right? Okay, so it will have a name, right? So we can send name, let's say Mukesh. We will be sending Mukesh, right? Okay, we need to put this name in quotes like so. Okay, so we are passing name from our front end, right? So we'll be passing name from front end, and here we have written here console.log that name, right? Let's save this and let's see if our server is running, right? Okay, it is running, and I will click on this send to make a request. Now this will throw, it is throwing an error. What the error is saying, so it is saying that cannot read property name. Let's have a look on our console. It's showing that cannot read a property of name of undefined. So name is undefined. Now why that this name is undefined? Because you know our server, our Express server doesn't automatically parse the request to JSON, right? So we need to tell our server to pass the request, right? So again, we will be making use of this app.use, and inside this I will be making use of this Express, and I will write here JSON to parse all the incoming requests, right? So again, this is a kind of a middleware. That is why we are writing it inside this app.use, because we want to take all the incoming requests and pass that to the JSON, right? That is why, right? Pass that to the JSON before it reaches to the actual route handler. Okay, let's save this, and okay, our server has restarted. Now let's make again a request, right? Let's click on this send, and again I think we are getting an error. So what I will do, I will go to my this server and I will open my auth, and for now I'll get rid of this name. Let's see what response we are getting, right? Let's see what we have in this request body. Okay, so let's see if a server has restarted. Okay, let's make a request to this send. Okay, now this will hang because we are not responding, right? But let's have a look on this. Okay, so we have this undefined here, right? So maybe I haven't saved my app.js file. Oh, my bad. So I have used this after this route. So oh, my bad. So I need to use this control X before the routes, right? Okay, I need to put this line before, right? Before this route. Okay, the order obviously matters, right? So first we need to parse, and then we need to write this route handlers. Okay, then we need to require this route handler. Okay, let's save this. Okay, and let's see if our server has restarted. Oh, it hasn't. Okay, so let's restart that, and now we will be again making a request. Let's see if it has connected to Mongo. Okay, so let's click on the send. So this will hang, right? This will hang, but let's have a look on our console. Here you can see we have this name, and that is Mukesh. Okay, so we can access the data from the front end which we are sending in request dot body, right? Okay, so now what I will do, I will destructure let's say name, and we will be passing an email, and we will be passing a PASS WORD password, right? And I will restructure that request, that from request dot body like so. Okay, now first we will check if email email is present. If email is empty, or if email, or let's say password PASS password and name are empty, then we will send an error, right? So we will respond with an error, res.send or we will send a JSON response. For that we can use this JSON, right? So we'll send a JSON. It will have a key of error, and here we can write please please add all the FIELDS fields like so. Okay, else here we can response with the JSON of, let's say MESS message of, let's say SUCCESS successfully sent, right? Okay, successfully posted, POSTD posted. Okay, yeah, so let's test this out. Okay, let's see if our server has restarted. Okay, server has restarted. So we will be passing name, and email, right? And let's say Mukesh @mukesh.com, and let's say comma password password will be, let's say 1234. Okay, let's make a request. Right here you can see response, as a response we are getting this message successfully posted. Okay, now let's say if we forgot to put password, right? So the password will be empty. Now let's say if I click on the send, now let's see what we get here. Here you can see we are getting please add all the field error, right? Here you can see we have this got the response error, but here you can see status code is 200. Right now this 200 mean everything went correctly, right? Everything went okay, but we should not get this 200 because we have encountered an error, right? So default status code is 200. That means which means that everything went smooth, right? Everything went correctly. But in case of error, we should change the status code, right? It's not it's not mandatory, but it's good practice to send the status with a different code, right, which shows that it is an error. So we will send a status code along with the response, let's say 422, which means that server has understood the request but server cannot process that, right? Okay, so let's save this. Now let's again make a request, right, and let's see if the status code changes. So I'll again make a request, right? Here you can see 422 unprocessable entity. Here you can read on that request was well formed but unable to be followed due to semantic errors. Okay, so 422 is a kind of a good status code, right? Okay, so that which says that the server has understood the request but it cannot process because that's an error. Okay, so what I will do, if we encounter this error, we don't want to proceed further. So here I'll be putting return, return like so. Okay, so this was a kind of a basic validation which we did, right? And we learned, right, how to get that data, right, using this request.body. So yeah, this is it for this video. We'll be working on this sign up screen in the next video, right? So we'll be working on the sign up screen more in this next video. So I'll see you guys in the next video.